Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Miss R's Mindfulness. Today we're going on a field trip, and we're going on a field trip. It's called mindful walking, okay? So when you do mindful walking, you need to pay attention to everything around you. The sights, the sounds, the feeling of stuff. It's going to be such a good time. So right now, the reason we do mindful walking is because it's healthy for your mind and your body, okay? But when you're mindful walking, you need to pay attention to things that you hear, things that you see, how it feels when you're walking, like the ground under your feet or the carpet or wherever you decide to take your mindful walk, okay? So join me on my journey. We're going to start at the sights that we see when we're on our journey. And right now, it's kind of like really cool time of year because it's spring. So a lot of things are starting to come up, but they're not quite there yet, right? So we have little buds on the trees, on some of the trees, not all of them, that they're just starting to bloom, but they haven't quite got leaves yet, okay? And there's a nice little creek by me I want to show you. So we're going to walk over there so you can see the creek, and it goes through our town, but it starts in the bush. How do I turn? Trying to figure out to turn my camera for you guys. Okay, here we go. Did you see it? It's quite beautiful. And Miss R's walking through the bush, spending time with you, and I want to show you what it looks like when you're in the bush and you look up at the sky. Did you like it? I hope so. Miss R is so relaxed when she's in the bush. So there's many things you can see. And like I said, some stuff is starting to bud, but it's not quite yet. There's a little branch here that's starting to get leaves, but it hasn't quite got leaves yet. Like, they're not out completely. And there's still the fall leaves on the ground from last year. So they're quite cool looking. This one's kind of brown with tan and a little bit of orange. But what happens? I want you to listen what happens when Miss R crunches it. It makes a sound. It sounds so cool. Amazingly enough, it's not like hard and breakable. It's still kind of bendy. So it must have got a lot of moisture in the snow, right? I can hear the branches breaking under my feet as I walk. And I can also feel the breeze in my hair and the sun on my face. It's quite relaxing. Very nice. Miss R has to climb over some logs here. Now I'm kind of in an open spot, and I'm seeing this really cool tree. It's got like this bumpy, it's growing like little bumps and stuff. It's kind of cool. I'm going to take you over to show you. Pretty different, hey? Not sure why it's growing like that, but there's the water again. Now, when you do your mindful walking, it's very important every once in a while to pause and take a deep breath. Again. Feels good. Yes. I can feel my heart is starting to beat a little faster because I've been walking, but it feels good. And walking is very good for your body and your mind. And it's important for us to feed our body and our mind different experiences, right? Because it helps to keep us healthy. So now while you're walking on your journey with Miss R, if you're walking or when you do your journey wherever you may be, I want you to feel what it's like for your feet. Like how does your feet feel underneath you? So mine, it's like I can feel it's kind of like not flat ground where I am. So it's kind of uneven, but I can also feel my heels touching the ground before my toes. Guess what I found? It's a big, long log that fell on the ground, and it's covered in moss, and it's very pretty. What do you think? I love it. There's quite a few of those here, and there's a lot of moss because there's a lot of moisture on the ground still from winter, right? So when we do our mindful walking, these are things we pay attention to. Some of the ground is very wet, and some of the ground is a little bit drier depending on where it is in the bush, right? Miss R's having so much fun on this field trip. I'm so happy that you're sharing it with me. So now I want you to stop, and we're going to Miss R is going to walk just a little bit further first because I see kind of a clearing, and it's a little bit different trees than where I have been. Now I'm into a different part, and it's got wet grass or wet ground, and it's nice and bright, but it's kind of wet because I'm really close to the creek, but it's a shallow part of the creek, right? What do you think? I love it. Okay, so now I want you to listen with your mindful ears, and let's take a breath and see what we hear. Miss R can hear the wind rustling through the trees. I can also feel it on my face. It feels pretty cool. I hear some cars in the distance off because I'm not really that far from the road. But they're not really like, it's not a really loud sound because I'm far enough in the bush. I can hear the water. I can hear the water running down the creek. Such a beautiful morning. So we're going to keep walking. We did mindful listening, mindful seeing, feeling. But even with our feeling, there's stuff you could do besides your feet, right? Like, what does it feel like to touch a tree? It's kind of rough, and there's little bumps on it, right? But if you go to the branches, they're smoother. And it's got quite a few really different colors in it, if you look really closely on the branches. I can see the different kinds of grass around me, because there's some that is green and some that was long grass from last year, right? But it's yellow. I can see some little plants coming up. And there's some more over here too. This one seems to get a little more sunshine, so maybe that's why it's bigger, right? So we have cool stuff like that. I was hoping we could see some animals, or maybe a frog or something, but I haven't noticed anything like that yet. But you never know when you go on your walks what you will see or what you won't see, right? That's why it's so magical, because every walk is different, right? We don't always see the same stuff, and we don't always hear the same stuff, and we don't always feel the same stuff. So I'm so happy you joined me on this mindful walk today, and I hope you enjoy doing your own mindful walk wherever you may decide to do it, okay? You can do it anywhere you want. You could do it in your bedroom. You could do it outside in your neighborhood. You could do it on a nature walk like Miss R, or you can do it anywhere you want. So I hope that you have a great time on your adventures with your walks for mindfulness. Thank you. We'll see you next time.